So my name is Ramon Tejada. I am ISLAA's designer in residence. Some of the work that I've been looking at, I've been really fascinated with the printed matter of Latin America. And of course, you go through binders and files and you look at things and you're like, what is this? Where did this come from? I've never seen this. So I started to look at the work of CAPaTaCo, which was a collective a political art collective in Argentina, 1980 to 1991. And they're making a lot of work that was printed matter. They were using utilitarian processes, stamps, copy machines, silk screening, lithography, whatever they can use to print to put the work out on the streets. And I think that was really important for them to put it out on the street. A lot of this work, thinking of like Gráfica Alternativa, Artistas con Fotocopia, artists with photocopiers, Alternative Graphic Museum, and then Ponga sus productos en la calle, put your products on the streets. Those is emphasis and focus for them of everything having to be in a public space at a time when public space was really treacherous in Argentina. So the typography just to me feels really exciting. It's just very immediate. This one is up to me is sort of like appropriating sort of a very like corporate style. Like that's a Nike idea right there. Like, right. But I still think again the messaging and the use of the words is real. For me, that was the thing that really attracted me. This reduction of like black, white was very like intentional. And then this again is this sort of hand gesture and thinking about like for us today, there's so much emphasis on the screen where like everything is getting sanitized, like every website looks the same. It's just like, how do we create and give it a life that says there's a human being that was involved in the creation of this, right? Like they had a hand in it. And we want you to feel that rather than sort of this sanitized design. I also found these two other pieces. These are anonymous. We don't know who made these, right? A lot of the work in Latin America that I would consider incredible work of graphic design, we don't know who made it. We never will, because of course their lives were put at risk. To me, this particular poster from Nicaragua, although I really like it a lot, the message is what I'm really attracted to a lot more, because I think I recognize this as something that I've seen so many times replicated, right? As like that is the thing that is of importance, that is the good one, right? The use of color, the typography, the illustration style, the obsession with geometry, which is very sort of European Bauhaus kind of thing. In relation to this, which would be considered rendered at some point, this is bad. This is bad design. This is bad typography. There's no spacing. You can't really read it. But it does have a very, very straightforward message. And it's even in English. It's not even in Spanish. So obviously the audience, when they were posting this, was whatever Americans were hanging around, you need to go. But to me, this chaos is exciting. That idea of being able to make something expedient and different ways. I'm thinking of like the way that the Rizzo printing machine has taken off in graphic design in the last few years is because of this. It creates this without a long process. The urgency of these works were so important, and you cannot decontextualize that. Like you have to understand that these were created under such duress, under such political turmoil. People were dying, people were disappearing. I keep thinking of like the immediacy of it all. It's just fast. It needs to be made fast. It's urgent. It's not about, let me take 20 years to be technical with kerning and spacing. And it's just, no, this is what we have. We need to get it out there. So I think that urgency and how do we get that kind of urgency in work, I think it's a huge challenge for us as designers or even as people, like, whether you're a writer, a chef, or like how do you get that human urgency as part of your work?